It's been a good start to the week. And Greg, things look pretty dry going forward.
Yeah, it definitely does. And with the planting season in May, you're really going to like this forecast for the next 2 weeks. Everything's going to get into the ground because absolutely dry conditions and not really much of a rain chance until we get to the second half of next week. And even that's kind of a little iffy too. So go through it. We're going to go a little bit up and down with temperatures, but for the most part, stay above average. Tomorrow, you'll see the temperatures come back up. They're going to go back down Wednesday and Thursday a little bit behind a dry cold front that'll be coming through. Still above average though. And then Friday, we're going to bump the temperatures up all weekend long. Looks dry and warm. 80s are definitely possible on every single day. Just depends on how things pan out. It looks a little bit warmer even for early next week before maybe we have a system come towards the tail end of next week. So it could be breezy and warm, and then maybe some showers and storms come towards Thursday and Friday of next week. But that's still a big if. It's still a long ways out there yet. So really the big problem is the jet stream is to the south or to the north. We got we call it a blocking pattern in the atmosphere where not everything's going west to east. It's kind of getting mixed up. And this allows us to stay, depending on where you are on this block, you're going to be dry or you're going to be wet all the time. In our case, we're going to be dry. We're kind of under the dry portion of it. And over time, the jet really doesn't do it. Kind of takes a little bit of a dive towards Thursday. This bridge builds up. We're going to think we're going to warm up. But by the time we get to the weekend, a little bit piece dives south and then it lifts back north. So every time it dives south a little bit, we cool down a little bit. It pushes back to the north. We warm up. And this is Sunday and still we're not seeing anything downstream. And then finally by Tuesday, you start seeing the jet coming north to south, and there's a system out to the west that'll start developing. Now, how fast it gets here and whether it makes it here is a little bit up in the question mark too. So that gives you an idea. So if you're looking for the rest of May too, it still looks to be below average. At least the confidence is that we're not going to see above average. And for right now, that looks like it's going to verify because we're going to need quite a bit of precipitation going in the second half of the month if we don't see anything to the 15th. Temperature-wise, as I said, back and forth a little bit, really. As we go through Tuesday, we're going to see the cooler temps right there. Then you see a little dip right there in the temps. That's because that cold front comes through, so they kind of cool off. But then as we go to Thursday and Friday, as that jet pushes north, it pulls that warm air north, and we're going to see that expand a little bit towards our area. So we're going to continue to be warm. Now, the warmest temperatures will be probably right to our west. We won't quite see that record-breaking temperature, but we will be fairly warm through the weekend and going into next week. And that's why I say Monday, Tuesday of next week, we could see temperatures mid-80s potentially because the warmest of the air is probably going to be then pushed our way before this system comes on shore that could bring us some rainfall as we go in. But overall, we're not expected to see a lot. 80s potentially for tomorrow. Once again, a little bit warmer. Wednesday, a little bit cooler. We're still above average, but up to the north, you start seeing upper 60s. That cooler air starts to kind of push into the area. We'll see it really probably for Thursday as the temperatures get back to more seasonal conditions. So upper 60s, low 70s, still fairly nice. And then throughout there's your temperature Friday. We're going to boom it right back up. And the extended outlook, dry as you can see all the way through next Tuesday, and a lot of 80s potentially, a little bit there. Mother's Day, I don't think you can ask for a better weekend for Mother's Day weekend right now because it looks like absolutely fantastic conditions. Dry, mild to warm. So if you like this weather, you're going to love the next week and a half. So
that is a sight to see.
Yeah.
All of that.
Just
sunshine.
perfection.
It's just perfection. Love it.
well, it works just perfect after we had the wet April. I mean,
Yes.
the timing couldn't
For
be
sure.
better.
Thank you, Greg.
Yep.